Good evening. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to a long-range weather forecast discussion for January 17th to 29th. For January 17th to 21st, we have a trough that's forecast over the Northeast Pacific, and we have a ridge in the west and an upper low over Hudson Bay with a trough over the Great Lakes in the Northeast. You'll see that as we go through the period. I'll go through the maps. You start seeing the upper lows start to sink south over Hudson Bay. And we look at the rest of the models. And here's a trough carved out here. Here's our other trough, and here's our ridge. And during this period, the upper low will shift into the west coast. Its energy will help create a trough downstream in the central U.S., which will lead to a surface low development in the lee of the Rockies. And this surface low is forecast to shift east and transition into a nor'easter, causing possible hazardous weather across the central and eastern states. So we're going to take a look at that right now. We're going to look at several models. Not this model. And not this one too. We're looking at this is the GFS. So here's that system moving in now to the west coast. And here's the upper low here. Come Thursday, here's the next system moving into the west. The west remains active. And then you start seeing like the beginning of precipitation. This would be mixed precipitation moving into parts of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley. This is rain. And then we go to Friday, 7 p.m. Wait, I think this is the wrong system. Here's the next system here. This would be rain. This is snow. This is 7 a.m. Saturday. And then we come into 7 p.m. Saturday. This here is all snow. Right here, this is mixed precipitation. This is probably heavy rain and storms. And then we go into Sunday. The GFS keeps its snow. Now, the 540 line is, okay, you can see it here, remains to the south. That's the GFS. Now, this model is a European. This is the weaker system, the first system that moves through here. And here's the 540 line, so this would be snow. Then we look at the next system coming in. Here it is. Here's the 540 line. This is 7 p.m. Saturday, and it seems to be a little slower than GFS. And then we go into 1 a.m. Sunday. Now the 540 line is to the north. It has like probably changing to rain. So to the north of this, across New York and New England, probably snow. But it's showing rain here across the Mid-Atlantic. The low is still here. And then we go into Sunday night. The cold air moves back, probably changes back to snow a little bit. That's the GFS. I mean the European. And I don't want this model. Okay, European. And here is the nav Jim. The nav Jim keeps it to the south. This is like an outlier for now. You can see this. And it keeps most of the activity to the south. The system's more suppressed, kind of like we had over the weekend. But areas here, like we'll go back a little bit. Probably parts of Virginia, Carolinas might get into it. But notice where the 540 line is, so it'll be mostly rain. And then we get into Sunday, Monday, and it's gone. So As this system develops, the possibility of heavy snow will spread out across the Central Plains to the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast, and heavy rain is forecast to the south, as I showed you in the warm sector. We're going to look now at the period for January. Oh, I want to show you this other thing. This is the NCEP site showing what do they call it? The probabilistic snow potentials. So it looks like snow here. I'll try to stop it in a minute. I'll go forward. This probably is snow, and this would be rain. For now, that's the probabilistic snow probability. Okay. What else? Oh, here's the water vapor imagery. Here's our storm system moving now into the west. And now I'm going to go back to the forecast. This is for January 20th to 24th. Ridges forecast over Alaska, extending south into the west coast. And we have a trough is forecast in the east. So we start at the 20th. Go to the 24th. Here's our ridge. Here's our trough configuration. Miles of good agreement. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures. For the west, anomalies of 6 degrees or more are possible. And below normal temperatures are forecast for the east central states. This is like the closest I can find. This is the European ensembles. Below normal temperatures are forecast for the east with anomalies of 6 degrees. Below normal is possible for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, and for most of the area east of the Mississippi River. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 55%, and then have below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Now this is where things get interesting. This is for the period for the 25th to the 29th. And the models are forecast on a more amplified flow. We have our ridge here, trough here in the east, strong positive anomalies across the North Atlantic. And then we'll go to like the 28th. This is GFS. All the models are showing this, but they're showing strength differences in the high anomaly fields. Some are showing weaker, and I'll show you that, but this is trough. Fairly good trough here in the east. Now we look at the other models, and I'll show you. This is the European ensembles. This has very strong positive anomalies here. And then we look at the NavGem. Even the NavGem is on it, but it's weaker. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures for portions of the west, and I'm forecasting anomalies of 6 degrees above normal, and then below normal temperatures forecast for the remainder of the nation with anomalies of 6 to 12 degrees below normal. Most of the nation will be below normal. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation west of the divide. Probability of occurrence is 35%, and then we have above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is up to 45%. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for January 17th to 29th. Thanks for coming to Jim Mulling's World of Weather, and have a good day.